Alrighty, man. Whew, we are going pretty crazy with these past couple videos. I know you guys are liking these little rants I'm putting out, the top fives and stuff like that. Hey, I like doing them. So, guess what? We got the next video on them. So, this one's gonna be a little bit different. Lot more positive note. You know, we're not bashing anything. We're not going through suffering this time. It's only joy and ecstasy. Maybe not ecstasy. That sounds really sexual, but you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. So, this top 5 list is going to be my personal opinion. I want to keep this as straight as can be from my enjoyment, from what got me into these games, because some of these updates did actually get me to play these games a lot more, even if it was just for a little bit. So keep that in mind. This is my list. And my list is objectively correct because most of these, honestly, unless I missed something crazy this year, these are like some of the only really good updates that really dropped in general at all, right? So yeah, this one's also not going to include Anime Crusaders. Not like they really have one I would put in anyway. No, not to bash Anime Crusaders, but they haven't really had any insano updates that would even get me in their top 15 right now. But yeah, let's just get started with it, shall we? All right, so number 5. This one's going to be a little bit controversial, mainly because of the state the game's in right now, but it is the Anime Last Stand Halloween update. Part 1 and Part 2, I'm counting both because they're basically one thing. So, this update really, it's hard to say this because, right, the game is in a terrible, terrible state right now. But this update literally not only brought it to its peak, it brought the most new players. It made it the most free-to-play friendly game on the platform by far, and it wasn't even close. And it was just kind of fun. I'll keep it real. Because for me, dude, going into this update, I had like one good unit, and guess who it was? It was a glitched Godly Dio, and I didn't even have like the little buffer thing for him at the time. So it was plain, raw dog, naked Dio, right in Poochie's bed, waiting for him to come in and give him a little bit of touchy. You know what I mean? So like, absolutely nothing good there for me, right? But then I go into this update, it's easily macroable, because literally all you have to do is sit there with an auto-clicker on retry. It was light work. And it allowed me to get some of the best units in the game. One of the best units in the game, which was like Devil's Son, or I don't know, I don't remember what his name was, but he like stacked damage off of killing enemies and bosses and stuff, and it was huge, insanely crazy unit. And he just made the game easy peasy for me. I literally got, it allowed me to get all these other godlies I didn't have before. It allowed me to get the glitched potions for free from the capsules and stuff. It was amazing. Oh my god, it was amazing. Literally made the game fun because it literally turned it into a sandbox. It was like going into the playground as a kid, and guess what? You had the shiniest, coolest looking new sword that you just got from the Six Flags down the road that almost no kid in the area can get, because guess what? Prices are too high. But you're in the middle class and you can just get a little bit of extra money, go there, buy that shit. And you could spray it all over. No, that sounds terrible. Never mind. Don't take that. Don't take that out of context. But you know what I mean? Like, it was just cool, bro. You just basically got to do whatever you wanted to do at all times. There was nothing restricting you. You didn't have to, well, you still had to macro forever because it's Anime Last Stand. Of course, the attainments suck, but like, you didn't have to worry about like getting glitched units. That was the big part of the game being bad. There was just so many units you had to get glitched on. There was no pity. It was a 0.03%. I didn't want to macro raids because even if I wanted to, I wasn't strong enough to do it. It was just annoying, dude. It was one of the most annoying attainments, like just games in general, of all time. But then this update hit, and it was just dopamine rush after dopamine rush. I mean, I felt like Baki after he was fighting Yasha Ape, and he just flicked his ear, and then all of a sudden he's got the biggest erection known to man. I mean, it was great, bro. It was great. I mean, you know, there wasn't any crazy units at the time until Rimuru came out, and Rimuru was okay. I'm going to keep it real. I thought the concept behind Rimuru of sacrificing some of your units and stuff and bringing multi-element teams was okay at the time. You know, it was probably the coolest thing Anime Last Stand did, even though it wasn't really cool. It was more so just, okay, we're going to try to do something different, and then we made it kind of crappy. But look, I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the update a bunch. It allowed me to get really good at the game, even though it did fall. But I had a good time. And that's what matters. That's what this whole list is about. It's about having a good time and enjoying it. And I didn't feel like I was wasting my time because I felt like I was constantly making insanely fast progress. But, yeah, I mean, right after that update, the game kind of went immediately down the gutter because they tried to copy it, and they just couldn't capture the magic of it. First yawn of the vid. First yawn of the vid. I've been up for like 3 hours, by the way, too. So, you know. No idea why I'm tired. But anyway. Yeah, that's number 5. So, number 4 is going to be the Anime Guardians Chainsaw Man updates, part 1 and 2. Now, this one, you cannot make an argument for why I'm including part 1 and 2, because this game literally just drops half update that turn into one big update, right? So, the Anime Guardians Chainsaw Man update, for those of you who don't know or don't play Anime Guardians, it's basically like this smaller game, has pretty good high quality unit models and stuff like that. The game is just fun. You get really broken, overpowered units, and that's about it, right? And you can smash everything. I mean, the Chainsaw Man event was it was good. It's been around. It's going to stay around. In part 1, they added this super easy, beginner-friendly mode to get all these units from the banner. You can get Makima. You can get Power. You can get Bomb Devil. I low-key forget their names. I'm not going to lie. But you know what I mean? Like, it allowed you to get a lot of really good units as a new player. You could get, it's the best reroll farm. You can get 500 rerolls in, like, 3 minutes, which is nuts. Actually nuts. It allowed you to get all these new artifacts that changed up, like, who was the best units in the game, better ways to build the units. It was just fun. Just genuinely cool, fun. Yeah, I mean, part 1 was basically just that, right? And then you could also get, who was the main unit of part 1? I believe it was just Makima at the time. No, it was Hajun and the Death Devil. Yeah. Another thing about Anime Guardians is that they add, almost every update, they add some, like, really super niche character. And Hajun was one of them, dude. This guy, 3 eyes, slammed Goku, slammed Superman, slams every fictional character from God knows what in 2020 during those shorts or whatever that you would always see whenever you're scrolling power scaling videos and stuff like that. He was number 1 almost all the time next to Akuto Sai. Like, he was dominating, and seeing him in game, it was nutty, baffling, and it was my first video ever. It was my first video. Excuse me. It was my first video ever, bro. I don't know why I decided to make that my first video on YouTube of all time, but guess what? It was a showcase of Hajun, because I got lucky. I got him Exodia. I got him all the best traits, the best stats, and it was just fun using him. It was just fun. He could one-shot bosses with a % chance, did a ton of damage, and he looked cool while doing it. His model was sick. I mean, his accessory was kind of like mid, but like, still, he looked awesome. It was just fun using him because he was broken, right? And then part 2 came around, and it introduced this whole world boss like system where you go in and there's this huge, super strong boss, and you're on a time limit to beat him because he's going to constantly come down the track, and you have to stop him, knock him back. You can't, like, he does damage to your units and stuff, so you have to place your farms and stuff in the back. You have to strategize. It was pretty hard to macro first coming out, but it eventually got really, really easy once people figured out how to do it. But, like, it was still fun. Like, it was... Second yawn on the video, chat. And, where was I? Oh, yeah, Gun Devil. He was just cool. He had a really sick model. It was a difficult event. Had really good rewards. You can get Pochita, the full Chainsaw Man Heavenly or whatever. And you could get Power. And then another crazy versus battle character, Featherin, who is also dominating back in 2020 during all those short power scaling videos. Like, it was cool to see those type of characters. It was an update that, like, Loki had me kind of annoyed because I got really bad luck on it, but I enjoyed it the most out of all of their updates. I just thought it was fun. It was also a little bit of a bias because it was my first big video of all time with, like, 6K views, which doesn't sound like a lot, but hey, to me, that was pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it was fun, man. It was just fun. It was before the time when, like, literally any unit you could press one button and wipe the entire, wipe everything in the game. And then it was like, you could actually test your units and stuff and see their metal and just see how strong they really are. You know, all the units you've worked for a couple days it takes to get good in that game, you know? But yeah, it was just okay. It was a super fun update, you know? It's just the game's kind of going downhill. You know what I mean? So it's sad to see, but dang, was their peak good. Okay, so now let's go to number 3. Now, I'm going to count this as an update because it technically was, and most games that release do count them as updates. So I'm going to say this. Update 0, aka the release of universal tower defense, baby. I gotta say, this was a banger release of a game. Mainly because it was doing things differently. The lobby was so different and explorable, and it had quests tied into it, like the Lelouch quest. It was pretty cool. It was like super high quality. They had the virtual realm game mode, which was, like something not really too seen before, where like you would have to choose different paths that you want to take to build your units, like wizard for DOT stuff, or like going death, where you're going to debuff your units, but you're also going to get huge damage buffs from them. So like you got to sacrifice one thing to get really strong in another. It was just stuff like that. Like it was fun, bro. It felt high quality. It felt like it was doing something different. And it like, the whole etherealization thing was sick. And I mean, you could call it unfair to compare a release of a game compared to a couple updates, but some of these updates do pretty much compare to like game releases now, right? And I just enjoyed UTD a lot, so much so that I can't not talk about the release of the game. Current state of it is like, it's all right. It's getting there. I hope it improves. I hope they still try to capture that magic they did when it released a month ago, but it was just insanely good, dude. I mean, besides the fact that I couldn't pull Jinwoo for the first, 3 weeks of the game, but... just banged something on my desk. Sorry, guys. But, yeah, it was pretty cracked. I won't lie. Like, the whole Ragna quest line was really cool until they removed the cutscene, I think. I don't know. The cutscene they showed when the game was about to come out looked sick. Got into the game, you saw it was amazing. The models were really nuts. Ace was, the best guy in the entire game when you got Astral on him. And yeah, I mean, the maps were beautiful. The maps were definitely beautiful. I can't lie about that. That's one thing I do got to say. I'm a good map connoisseur, bro. I love me a good looking tower defense game map, bro. Because look, you're going to be spending so much time in there anyway. You might as well enjoy it. You might as well bathe in that embracive immersion of the area, bro. Oh, man, dude. And seeing my girl Hatsune Miku in there, bro. Call me a freak for being a 19-year-old that liked Hatsune Miku, but god dang do I love me a good Hatsune Miku, bro. Oh, my god, dude. Fortnite low-key reinvented my love for her. I don't know why, but it did, dude. 2016 is coming back, baby. I swear to God. But, yeah, I mean, dude, it was just smooth and clean. It came out. It worked. It was so much fun. Low-key gave me that, all-star tower defense. Third yawn of the video. Or fourth. I might have already lost count. I think it was third, though. But, it just kind of captured that ASTD feeling a little bit. Not entirely, but it was just the new takeaway from the OG, the lobbies that everyone else has been using since Anime Adventures came out. The super hypo looking crazy city, neon lights and stuff like that. It just gets boring, dude. It's like it's genuinely like doing crack. You're gonna do it 10, 15 times, and then you're gonna get tired of it. And you're gonna have to move up to ketamine or heroin or something. Don't do drugs, kid. Don't do drugs. But you know what I mean? It just gets tiring. It just seriously gets tiring. And seeing that was just a fresh, new, beautiful perspective on what can be released and what can come out and the quality at which it can come out. And it was just fun. I know I keep saying that, but it was fun. Straight up just fun. Now, number 2. This was a tough contender. I was kind of battling for this one. I wasn't sure whether I wanted this one to be my number 1 or this one to be my number 2. But because I already had it number 1 on my top 5 worst obtainments vids, I might as well have their game, not take the spotlight again. So this is going to be, number 2 is going to be the Anime Vanguard Summer/Escanor Vanguard update. Now, the reason I specifically went out of my way to choose this one is because I actually played this one. I could play it because it was extremely free-to-play friendly, and it was the first free-to-play friendly step the game took. It was high quality, as usual with Anime Vanguards. Quality slop, you might call it, because of how much there is. But, I mean, getting Escanor kind of sucked before they added the pity, and if you didn't get lucky, whatever. But, Dude, the units themselves were good. The event was great because anyone could do it. You didn't need to have previous experience in the game. You could literally join in, go to the event, and get it done. It was amazing, bro. Excuse me. It allowed you to have that card picking system I was talking about in UTD. It allowed you to use and test out the newer units, including the new secret that you could get just by playing the update, which was great because she was really, really good. Full AoE. She would have like this different attacking mechanic where she could attack like more often and deal more damage, but she'd lose a range. Like, it was just sick, bro. It was genuinely just sick. It was easy. It was easy to macro too. I mean, I know that's like, oh, macro is not enjoyable, but like, dude, when you're getting Escanor with that crazy animation that he has, to like where he like you walk up to the axe, he flies out of the sky, crashes down in front of you, his nipples are bare, poking out, looking at you like, yeah, you're gonna get me Monarch, aren't you, boy? You're gonna spend all your rerolls. You know, like, it was just cool, bro. It was so cool. I know, dude, put a cool counter for how many times I say that in this video, but I do not care, bro. I don't care. Quality slop, whatever it is, dude, it was fun. It was enjoyable. I loved it, bro. I genuinely loved it because it got me into the game for a little bit. It allowed me to get some rerolls. It allowed me to get a decent team. And Weather Report is still meta to this day. Not top meta, but he's still meta to this day, and I still got my goat with that little frog it takes to evolve him, bro. It was a fun, overall great update, and you got to use Escanor. Like, bro, come on, Escanor's hype. Dude, if y'all ever played Grand Cross or watched Seven Deadly Sins, you know that you probably watched it and played that game for Escanor. Don't lie, you did. You did. You saw him in the game, and you're like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm getting my boy Escanor. Oh, my God. Yeah, I have to. That's just how it is, bro. He has that, like, succubus attractioning lure to him. He just does. It's amazing. So amazing, bro. It was just a good update. It was a very, very good update, and I loved it. Now, we're getting on to the super nitty, a little bit niche, but dang, was it good. The AWTD Daily Festival Everyday Update. This was something very, very different because this was basically a whole huge update, but split between multiple days. And a lot of people might not like that, but I really enjoyed it because it always gave me so... Fourth yawn of the vid. But it was something new in the fact that you're basically getting an update, but over the course of an entire 2-week span almost, I believe it was. And it was just new content, always something to come back to and play the game, something new to go and grab, even if it was only for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to an hour at a time. It was just fun, and you got to test them out, see how good they were, what they could evolve into. Like, okay, let's get into it. Day 1, there was a dream banner. They added Daima Goku. Then they were giving out the constant daily codes. Day 2, they had the Railgun Girl, who was one of, if not the best damage farming unit because she knocks back, rewinds, teleports enemies. She's really, really good in my opinion. I still use her to this day. And they dropped a 2nd day code. 3rd day, LR Magical Ribbon, one of the best starter units in AWTD. And they dropped another code. Then, day 4, dropped Umu Bride Evolution, who is insanely good as well. She's still meta, I'm pretty sure, to this day. She's very, very strong and a very good buffer. Dropped the day 4 code. Day 5, one of my favorite parts of the update, they dropped the dude from 2B Hero X, Nice. And he was an interesting Miracle Rare craftable unit because you had to get multiple copies of him. So he was easy to get, but you had to get like 10 copies of him. You had to craft 10 versions of him to get his full potential, and then he got to transform afterwards back into Wang Ling and just become a straight huge DPS monster unit. And I think he also buffed other units as well, but I don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember. Then there was day 6 was another really good one. It added a whole quest to get the new Saitama evolution, where instead of him just being a place and nuke unit, he was now an actual unit. He was the strongest unit in the game. He did insane damage. He was cool looking. He had auto area of effect attacking, and that would... Like, he was just sick, bro, and his quest was kind of fun. You had to use him specifically, get damage on him, clear certain stages with certain teams just to get it, just to get his Evo item. Like, it was cool, bro. And they dropped another code on that. They dropped a code every single day they updated it, bro. And they didn't miss a single day except for near the end where they dropped big units. Then there was day 7. They added a new Abyss Dungeon Seasons, which is their kind of infinity, what's it called, infinity tower or whatever, where it would give you a like a new unit, and then you could get a what's it called, an Abyss token to exchange for old tower units as well. And then you got like they reworked the Abyss Dungeon as well, so it was a little bit more coherent. It wasn't as annoying. Dropped another code. Day 8, they dropped Cube Ventriloquist, who was in the Dream Banner. Really, really good for newer players as well. Dropped some bug fixes, another code. Then they added a whole new unit type, which was hybrid, in preparation for later updates. Day 9, new side quest, Copycat Assassin for the new Sakamoto Days season, so you could get the dude who uses all those different weapons and has the cube and the tattoo on his neck of the golden ratio. You know what I mean? He was really cool as well because he was a unit that literally chased down enemies like an assassin, bro. Then there was Day 10. Day 10, new Miracle Rare Star Sorceress, the one from Jujutsu Kaisen, I forget her name, Yuki, blonde hair girl, dropped the black holes, did insane damage. She was one of the best early units in the game, still is. Dropped another code, more bug fixes. Next day, bam, day 11, 2x drops gets activated. Then they add another Miracle Rare, Soul God, which was Aizen, who was on my top 5 worst attainments. But he was cool, bro. He was cool. That was a huge update just for a day, like random day update. Then there was new code, another code, bug fixes, more balancing, buffed up Star Sorcerer, made her even better. Day 12, new unit in Dream Banner, Oni Princess, who was the best Abyss unit in the entire game, still is, carries that game mode. Her attainment was kind of annoying, but besides that, it wasn't too bad. Another code, bug fixes. Day 13, LR Blood, then they evolved Yuji's brother Choso, bro. He was really good for bleed teams, poison teams. He was just a really strong DOT unit. Dropped another code. Then the second to last day of the update, day 14, restocked some materials, added another Unohana Bankai evolution. Now he's one of the best buffers and healers in the game. Then they did another what's it called? No, I'm thinking of, not Unohana. No, it was Unohana. I'm thinking Urahara. Urahara, not Unohana. Unohana was the one that dropped. My fault. The bleed girl. And then she like pulls out the blood off her sword. You know what I'm talking about. They dropped another code with her. She was really good, still good to this day. And then there was the final day of the update. There was a new battle pass. It was literally just they just added a new battle pass, new code. Added cutscene skips, and then literally like 6 days after that, they dropped some fixes, some bug fixes, and then like a week later, they dropped the Persona update. Like, brother, that is insane. Like, they were on a roll, bro. Galaxy Muge and Starkey were cooking right there. I don't know what is happening with them now, but damn, did they go crazy. Dang, did they go crazy, bro. I can't glaze it enough, bro. It was a beautiful update, and you had to be there for it. You had to be there. It was like OG Fortnite. You had to be there for it. There was no, oh, well, I could kind of interpret. Nah, bro. No. You had to be there for it. It was beautiful. It was amazing, and it was as simple as that. But, yeah, that's my top 5 list, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys got. What you guys think were the best updates of the year. This is just my personal list. Shit on it all you want. I do not care. I enjoy it. I enjoy these games. I enjoy these updates. And take it as you will. You know? If I like something differently and you like something differently, let me know below why. You know? Leave some comments. Leave some likes. Subscribe. Join up in the Discord, dude. We're about to do the Q&A vid. That is the next vid that's coming out. So if you have any last questions to ask me, bro, put them in the comments below or join the Discord, go to the Q&A and do them there, bro. Either way, does not matter. But, hey, look. Everything I do is free anyway. You know what I mean? You guys can subscribe. It's free. Like, it's free. Join the Discord. It's free. We're not going to charge you for nothing, right? So, do what you want with your time. You guys watched till the end anyway if you did. So, appreciate it, y'all. Thank you for all the support. We're growing big, bro. We're almost at 2K subs. Let's go. So, yeah, I want to thank you guys for everything. And I'll see y'all in the Q&A video next time where I reveal my genital size.